Wake that ass up. Early in the morning. The Breakfast Club.
Morning, everybody. It's DJ NV, Charlamagne the Guy. We are the Breakfast Club. We got our guest co-host Lauren LaRosa with us this morning. And let's get in some front page news. Good morning, Tez. How you feeling?
Good morning. I'm feeling good. Happy Friday. Good morning, DJ Envy. Good morning, Lawrence. Good to see you again, beautiful.
Good morning.
Charlamagne the Guy.
Peace, Tez.
Now let's jump right into it. I seen this story on social media. It really pissed me off. Talking about this 10-year-old that got arrested and what he got arrested for.
Yeah, absolutely. I think anybody should feel a way about this, particularly those who are parents. A 10-year-old Mississippi boy was arrested and hauled off to jail for public urination. And it looks like the officer told the young boy to get back inside the car. The mother came to the situation and kind of sum it up for you and asked him, why did you do this? And, let's just go back in the house. The officer said that told him to get back inside the car and the officer would just give him a warning. But then several other cops showed up, which seems that is over policing in my opinion, including a lieutenant who said that the boy needed to be hauled off to jail. They said him urinating in the parking lot was not right, but at the same time, she handled it like a parent, and she didn't understand why he needed to go to jail. Now, the son is obviously, traumatized by it. MB said he started crying a little bit. He said they took me down there and got out of the truck. I didn't know what was happening. I got scared. I started shaking, thinking I was going to jail. They did not cuff him, but they did hold him in a cell and later turned him over to his mom. And as you can see on social media, have photos of him in the police car.
That is so crazy. Could you imagine a 10-year-old going on the back of the car having to pee? Because we've all been there. We've been there at adults. And him getting arrested for public urination, that don't sound crazy? Where they lock him up and send him to jail?
And even if they had to because what they had to, did they book him? Like when they took him down to the station? Like was he actually booked and processed?
Well, what they did was, it says that the report is saying that they held him in a cell and later turned him over to his mom. So based on the information that they gave us, there was no booking process per se, but just, sending a 10-year-old to a cell, making them feel as if they're in jail, that's enough as it is.
Yeah, it sounds crazy because it's a 10-year-old, and I don't understand why it's not illegal to arrest minors. Like, there are charges that people get when they do things to minors, so shouldn't police be treated the same way? Like the hypocrisy to be able to arrest a 10-year-old.
And you don't, for peeing behind a car, you don't have to take a 10-year-old to a holding cell to teach. Like if you're trying to teach him something or have a conversation with him, I think there's a different way that could have been handled.
Right.
In New Jersey, if you get caught peeing outside, they can charge you with a sex crime.
Really?
Yes. It's like,
even if you're drunk?
What you mean, even if you're drunk? It don't matter if you're
no,
drunk.
sir.
That's not an excuse or a justification.
You've never had one of those, like, you literally can't make it to the bathroom sometimes. Like, you have to pee outside.
Of course, Charlamagne has. Right, Charlamagne? You've never in life?
Peed outside? Yeah.
When you just have to make it where you gotta go.
Not as an adult, though.
Not as an adult.
Really?
Yes, I've had before. Absolutely. You driving and all of a sudden you gotta go to the bathroom.
Who's gonna be honest enough to say they after the? So
I've sharted on myself in my 20s, but pee outside.
Peed outside.
I would have rather you took peed outside than sharted like publicly.
Well, shart you can't control. You just trying to pass a little gas, and sometimes you get a little juice, but. Everybody's peed outside before.
Yeah, I've definitely peed outside before.
Charlamagne, apparently.
No, I didn't say that. I peed outside before. I just haven't peed outside as an adult.
What's the crime? Is it indecent exposure?
Yeah, indecent exposure.
Yeah.
By the way, don't quote me on that. Somebody just told me that one time. When I was about to pee outside, they said, if you get caught peeing outside, they're gonna charge you with a sex crime. I'm like, for real? So I didn't pee outside in Jersey. Yeah, I haven't peed outside in Jersey.
Well, let me just say, women definitely do it because we're very particular about, public restrooms and, especially if you're out and
you gotta go. You gotta go.
Hold on, so you particular about public restrooms, but you pee outside?
Yeah, because I'm not sitting on the toilet. I'm sitting on the
Sometimes
air.
It's the cleanest, safest option, and you don't have to wait in the line. You ever been in a line for the girls' bathroom?
Yo, crazy part. I went to on the way to the airport last week, going into LaGuardia. You know how sometimes the cars be backed up because there be so much traffic at the arrivals. There was a woman sitting outside her car, and she was squatted peeing. And I'm like, I hope she don't think she being discreet.
She probably, at that point when you don't even care if you're discreet or not, says, back me up, you have to go so bad you're like, listen, I ain't seen it before.
Yeah.
Like we've all been there.
Big mom and grandma, like they literally, that was something they taught when you would go on a road trip. Instead of pulling over to the public, the truck stop bathrooms. Grandma would just pull over, open up the doors, have you squat. They always had toilet tissue in the car. That's like a normal thing.
Yeah, but
black women, particularly black women, we don't do public toilets.
But that was the 1900s. You know what I mean? There was no cameras.
It's 2023, and we have Casamigos and Lobos and everything else. You gotta go when you gotta go.
Bathrooms. Yeah,
but not even that. Charlamagne, you got 4 daughters. Your daughters you never had to pull over right crass and hold them up.
Children.
Well, this young man was
still have to
be
pee.
kids.
Well, the bladder gets worse as you get older.
I thought we were talking about peeing as an adult.
Oh, wow.
We are.
Oh, okay. Well, I can't tell. Y'all talking about the 10-year-old, they be talking about the kids. I'm talking about us as adults.
Mine has stemmed through generations in my life, so I don't know. Like as a kid, when there's nowhere to use the bathroom, and then your mom's mad because she told you to use the bathroom before y'all got in the car. Now that I'm older, that's how I know how to do it. Be discreet, grab the doors. It's a whole thing. But I did not know
like squad mechanisms and all of that. Women have that's a very normal thing. For
wow,
women.
Tess,
Laura
I feel closer to you right now. This is a universal language.
You open up the door, you open up the passenger door, you open up the back door, and now you create a barricade, and you can pee all day. There's many trees I done peed on.
See, I didn't think men cared about the barricade, though.
Nah, all day long.
Well, just for the record, all you adults, public urination is illegal in every state in the country. I just looked it up. Okay, I just want to throw that out there.
I feel like that's systematic racism.
Right, I'm just saying.
There you go.
Public urination says that public urination is illegal in every state in the country.
Well, we've
Jesus
all done
Christ.
All right. Well, that is front page news. Now, get it off your chest. 800-585-1051. If you're upset, you need to vent, call us up right now. Maybe you peed outside, and you would have told Charlamagne that you peed outside on the tree before. Ain't nothing wrong with that.
First of all, I hate when y'all do this because I didn't say I've never peed outside. I said as an adult. My grown ass behind my big ass.
When did you become an adult? What age?
Last year.
No, I'm talking about in my 30s and 40s. I ain't never did nothing like that I can remember. Peeing outside.
Well.
Yeah.
All right. Well, get it off your chest. Call us up right now. It's The Breakfast Club. Good morning.
Wake that ass up early in the morning. The Breakfast Club.
Morning, everybody. It's DJ NV, Charlamagne the Guy. We are The Breakfast Club. We got our guest co-host, Lauren LaRosa, with us this morning.
Good morning, y'all.
And let's get back in some front page news. What up, Tez?
What's going on, DJ Envy? Good morning. Good morning, Lauren. And good morning, Charlamagne the Guy.
Could you hear it? Yeah. All right.
Yeah, we can hear her. Can you hear her? She said good morning to y'all.
Hear you now.
Yeah, they had her. Eddie didn't have her in queue.
Oh. Okay. Well, let's start over.
Okay.
Morning, everybody. It's DJ NV, Charlamagne the Guy. We are The Breakfast Club on this Friday. We got our guest co-host, Lauren LaRosa, back with us. Good morning, Lauren.
Good morning. I'm back, y'all.
All right. And let's get some front page news. What up, Tez?
What's going on, DJ Envy? Good morning, Lauren. Good morning, Charlamagne the Guy.
Peace,
Hey.
Now let's jump right in it. Trump supporters are crazy. They will do whatever they need to for their guy, huh?
Yeah, no question about it. Nobody's going to be satisfied, I guess, until everybody catches a case.
That's right.
Now, the names and addresses of members of the grand jury that were indicted over Donald Trump and his 18 co-defendants on state racketeering charges this week posted their names and information on a website that features violent rhetoric. Now, many of you may be wondering how this happened. Let's take a listen and talk about it on the other side.
Due to a quirk in the Georgia law that when these indictments are filed, the names of the grand jurors are made public. They're available on the documents that could be accessed by anybody, just the same way reporters access them. And in this case, the names and in some cases associated addresses have started to pop up on some pro-Trump forums and websites. Some good government groups have flagged this.
Yeah, it's so interesting to me that Trump supporters do this because the reality is you can post their names and addresses, but these people can hire protection and security, but you don't have anyone protecting you from catching the charges that come with this type of behavior.
That's exactly it. And charges most definitely can come because Fulton County Sheriff's Office stated that they are now working to trace the origin of the threats. They will be working with local, state, and federal law enforcement agencies were assisting. Now, earlier this week we covered how the judge, was being threatened and how they arrested a woman in Texas for threatening the judge. So real charges do come behind this. So, this calling folks on the phone and posting stuff online. And this is just...
And they got to take it serious because you saw what happened last time the threats came. The Capitol came down, literally. So
yeah, and it wasn't even 2 weeks ago that guy who was threatening Biden online, and then they went to his house and ended up killing him. So I don't know why people playing around like this over.
I don't understand why these people are so I mean, I guess it's that deep for some people, but is it really that deep that you want to, like, you think people just not going to come and find you? Like, you don't got families that you want to come home to?
No, they're willing to take, they're willing to go all the way. It's that deep for them. So when you look at the counter and you look at, the response to that and people that organize around other issues, they're not even this to them is just, they're just online. No, these people are really serious about this. And I don't think it's being taken serious enough.
It's not, because when the Black Lives Matter protests were happening, we were called everything. We were, when people were trying to be vigilantes, they were being heroes. We weren't. You burning down a business or a building, people talking about that. But now people going to start fighting back. And we can't be looked at as the bad guys when we do, because our lives are being threatened, literally.
Yeah, and I will say, though, the conservatives, they really do be ready to knuck and buck. That is one thing I give MAGA supporters. That is one thing I give conservatives. I told Taz this yesterday. Even the way that they galvanize on social media. You know what I'm saying?
Like they are like, they're literally the Takashis of politics. Like the way that they gaslight is crazy.
No, it's unbelievable. Like they flood comment sections with their rhetoric. They come and stand in Targets. They're literally outside. So
I'm glad you said that, Charlamagne. I just want to chime in on that, because we have to start. One thing about the conservative movement is it is actually the minority of the country. It's not the majority of the country are either independent, in the middle, or liberal. So what conservatives have done, or at least the MAGA, let me be clear about MAGA, because it's not all conservatives, but Make America Great Again, the Trumpers. What they have done is they have come up with a very strategic plan to make sure that they're loud online. So when you have 5,000 people that are just penetrating even our comment section over and over and over and over and over, it makes it seem like it's a bigger voice than what it is. Meanwhile, people that are in the middle, or may lean more to the left, they may make a comment or they may say something, and they kind of move on. But there's a very strategic method that they do online and offline to make sure that folks are bullied, to make sure that people don't express themselves fully. And it's a real strategy that works. And I don't, like we talked about yesterday, I wish more would follow a similar method on how to organize online, and we organize around other things, gossip and different things going on in the community, but we have to get involved and make sure that our messages are also being pushed out there as well.
Yeah, sometimes you got to learn from your opposition instead of just criticizing your opposition. Right. You know what I'm saying? That's it.
All right. Well, that is front page news. Now, when we come back...
hold on. Make sure you follow Tezlyn Figaro on all social media platforms and subscribe to the Straight Shot No Chaser podcast on the Black Effect iHeartRadio podcast network, hosted by Tezlyn Figaro. Everything we discussed during the week, she'll be breaking down in depth on her podcast. So check it out.
All right. Now, when we come back, comedian Joe Coy will be joining us. So don't move. It's The Breakfast Club. Good morning.
Wake that ass up. Early in the morning. The Breakfast Club.